A lack of integration and the need to manually key data has been a major pain point for way too long. Now, resolving this issue will take time, and it will also require a fresh approach. So here are the initial steps we've taken on our journey to try and solve it. Now, what you're seeing right now is what you'll see when you log into ZeroKey for the very first time. Notice in the middle of the screen it says, "No time has yet to be saved." But what I wish to initially draw your attention to is the top right-hand side, because what we've built as part of our MVP is a web extension. The reason we've built a web extension is because we want to place client data at your fingertips. We want you to have easy access to your client's data regardless of what web page you are working on. Now, the first step in the process is to set up an integration. We need a source of data to populate the web extension. And on the integrations page, you'll see a variety of integrations or data sources available, but for the purpose of this demo, we're going to use IntelliFlow. It's super easy to set up the integration with IntelliFlow, and with only a few clicks, the integration will be activated. This means when we next open the web extension, IntelliFlow is now available to choose as a source of data. And after selecting IntelliFlow, we can start to search for the clients that we have stored within our IntelliFlow account. In this case, we're going to be searching for example client. Now, as soon as we search example client and select example client, ZeroKey will immediately pull all of the data that we have stored within IntelliFlow for this particular client and present it for us to view. This includes everything from basic client details through to their investments and pensions, essentially fact-find data. What this therefore means is we now have quick and easy access to this data. So for example, if you require an item of data such as their email address, it's available right there at your fingertips. It's worth noting that we do not store any client data. Instead, we simply act as the conduit. We pull it in from a source, we present it, and we then give you the option to move it to a new destination. And that destination could literally be anywhere. We could, for example, be in the process of generating a new quote within Aviva, and rather than manually key in our client's data into the client details form, we can simply open the web extension, find the data we need, and then simply copy and paste across. Now, in total, this process will only save us 9 seconds or so, but it will eliminate the need for us to manually key this data whilst also, more importantly, retain the data's integrity. We do, however, want to make the whole process as frictionless as possible, which is why we're developing something called quick actions. I'll demo a few quick actions in just a sec to explain exactly what they are. But if we just jump back into ZeroKey and head to the integrations tab, I want to show you where these quick actions can actually be used. So far, we've built 38 of them, and we've built 38 of them into the following tech. These include CashCalc, Voyant, 7IM, Fidelity, Fintegrate, Fundment, Oxford Risk, Transact, Aviva, Timeline, Mabel Insights, M&G, and Aberdeen. But of course, this is a living and evolving list. It's also worth noting that we do not have an integration with any of these tech providers, but we do have the ability to push data into them, which I'll demo now starting with Voyant. So with Voyant, we've built the ability to add a client directly into Voyant without the need to manually key data. So rather than manually typing client details into the new client form, we can just open the web extension, go to the Quick Actions tab, and there you go, we have the option to add example client as a client into Voyant. Now, as soon as we select the quick action, ZeroKey will immediately pull all of the necessary data from IntelliFlow and push this into Voyant, saving you roughly 21 seconds in the process. Then, when example client has been created, we can then click into example client and start to push in more and more data, such as their incomes, their expenses, their investments, and so on, all via the quick actions. For the purpose of this demo, we'll just quickly open the web extension, go to the Quick Actions tab and add an expense, a motoring expense to be exact. And again, as soon as we select the quick action, ZeroKey will immediately pull all of the necessary data from IntelliFlow and push this into Voyant, saving us an additional 10 seconds or so. Next, for the purpose of implementation, we'll head to 7IM. Now, you may notice a desktop notification appears at the top right-hand side of the screen. This is ZeroKey recognizing we're starting a new application within 7IM and informing us that a quick action is available. In this case, we can populate the client details form rather than manually keying it all in. Now, try to keep an eye on both sides of the screen if you can, but as soon as we select the quick action, ZeroKey will immediately pull all of the necessary data from IntelliFlow and automatically populate the form within 7IM. Again, saving you roughly 23 seconds or so in the process, while also, more importantly, retaining the data's integrity. Next, for the purpose of research and analysis, we'll jump into Fintegrate and head straight to example client's existing policy section, which is currently empty. Again, a desktop notification has just appeared informing us that a quick action is available. So we can open the web extension, go to the Quick Actions tab, and there you go again, there's the option to add example client's policies into Fintegrate. In this case, we'll add an ISA from Transact, which will save us roughly 14 seconds in the process and pull through policy provider, policy type, policy number, as well as the fund information. Again, we haven't had to manually key any of it. The final few examples we wish to demonstrate are within CashCalc, because we want to show you what we are developing next. Quick note, example client already exists as a client within CashCalc and has a client portal account. Save that thought for just a sec. Now, the quick actions we have so far demonstrated have all pulled data from IntelliFlow and pushed this into Voyant, pushed it into 7IM, pushed it into Fintegrate, and so on. And the quick actions which are on display now act in a similar way, whereby you are pulling data from IntelliFlow and pushing this into CashCalc, such as an investment and a pension, and then finally an asset. But what if we started to reverse the quick actions? So rather than pushing data into CashCalc, we're pulling data out. Remember, we do not have an integration with CashCalc. Now, this method could be really beneficial when it comes to PDF documents. Normally, whenever you generate a PDF document, it's likely you'll need to download the file, save it, and then re-upload it elsewhere. And within CashCalc, the same principle applies after generating a cash flow forecast. So what we've built is the ability to pull the PDF once it has been generated and provide the option for it to be uploaded or sent elsewhere. In this case, we've built two quick actions, one to upload the document into IntelliFlow and one to upload the document straight into example client's client portal account within CashCalc. For the purpose of this demo, we're going to select the client portal option, and as soon as we do, the cash flow forecast PDF document is being lifted, uploaded, and sent directly into example client's portal account. And if we quickly jump back into CashCalc and go to the document section, you can see the PDF has been sent and the overall process made much more efficient. Now, throughout this 10-minute demo, we've saved ourselves approximately 3 minutes of time, which you can see in the center of the screen. It now says 3 minutes has been saved. Now, if we take this example of saving ourselves 3 minutes by eliminating the need to manually key data, and we start to add this up over the course of a week, a month, and a year, and for each advisor or paraplanner at your firm, the saving, both time and monetary, will soon add up to make a significant difference. And that's without even mentioning the benefits of retaining the data's integrity. One final point before we end. I'd like to highlight that throughout this entire demo, we have only ever had one tab open. We haven't had multiple tabs or used multiple screens at any time. Instead, we have had easy access to the data that we need whilst working on the web pages that we are working on. And that's the purpose of ZeroKey. We want client data to be at your fingertips so you can move it from A to B with ease and without any manual data entry.